Diane from Bolan-Beaty Boogie. I noticed I was looking on YouTube, and there seems to be a lot of people who are making predictions, and it seems to be very popular. So I asked Marc this week if he would look into that for us. So he does talk about that. My guides are not really into making predictions, and Marc's not really into making predictions because there's just too many various factors involved, and there's also, well, Marc talks about it. There's also a cautionary tale listening to somebody who predicts something for you. Yeah, he talks about it. And so I'll let him go on with that. But I just thought it would be fun to talk about that because it seems to be such a popular thing for people. And Marc invites a guest on the show who teaches us a little method if we want to look at predicting something for ourselves or looking at some of our own energy. And Marc and I always stress how important that is to get to know yourself as best as you can and find out more about yourself, because you can do that too. So he walks us through that. I think it's a fun show, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, we have a website, www.channelingmarc.com. And if you like the show today, please subscribe to our channel. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Well, it was a little fuzzy this morning coming in, but I made it fine. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Marc. You may know me as formerly in the physical as Marc Bolan of the rock band T-Rex. Okay. Yep. Now in spirit and channeling through Diane's body. Again, I have a team with me here, and I think we have some guests, right? Right. Yeah, we have 2 guests today. Okay, yeah. So, the theme of the show today is, okay, predictions, okay, and predicting. Yeah, it's popular, isn't it? Predicting the future. How accurate can that be? And let's just talk about that, okay? Yeah. Diane's going to talk a little bit in her intro about how she feels about that, and our discussions, okay? But let's just, yeah. And you may think, or you may feel that the guests are a little unusual, but just remember, okay, this is the universe, this is spirit, this is anything is possible, right? Which is true with the earth too, but there's usually parameters made by societies that say whether or not something can be real. And yeah, it's good to keep that in perspective and let that go when you can, right? Because yeah, the universe is an amazing place, and anything is possible in this universe, okay? And any universe, right? Okay. So let's have the first guest come on. Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is interesting. Yep. Okay, so you're coming down a chute. Okay, so I'm seeing, yep, here it is. Here's our first guest, okay. Yep, okay. Yep. Okay, landed on a table. Okay, and our first guest is actually a crystal ball. And you may think this sounds, well, whatever. But no. Well, it is representing a crystal ball, okay? Yeah, that's how they want to be shown, okay? And we'll get to introductions soon. Let's bring in the second guest, okay? Yep. Well, yeah, you're a good friend of mine, the second guest, okay? Yeah, please come in. Oh, yeah, that's a grand entrance. I've not seen you do that before. Yeah. Okay, so this is my wizard friend. Well, I'll just call you Wizard, okay? Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, your name's Robert, okay? But Wizard Robert doesn't really sound that yeah. Okay, I'll just call you Wizard, okay? Yeah. So please come forward. Okay, so yeah, you got a great outfit there. Yep. Yeah, with the hat and everything. Okay, so what? Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's saying that he's really been looking forward to being on the show. Yeah, I know. I've promised you. I've promised you several times that you would be on the show, and you are. So, yep. Okay. So yeah. So the crystal ball and wizard. Yeah. So your business, let's say. Well, okay. The wizard necessarily, maybe not. predicting the future, but we're going to talk about other things as well. The crystal ball. Yeah. Now let's introduce you. Okay. Yeah. So you're showing yourself as a crystal ball, and what's more accurate would be that you are in within you are energies that, okay, now are you energies, let's say, that are used by in the physical world? Yeah, I mean, there are crystal balls. People use crystal balls for predicting the future, but then people also use tarot cards and other things to to read the future. Read the future is what they're trying to do, right? Or read a situation, right? And these are tools. Okay, let's just call them tools, right? Right. Now, many, and everyone's different. Everyone's different. There's no really right or wrong here. We're just discussing what people do, right? What psychics, mediums, anybody, any person. There's books about this. There are videos you can watch about this, and this has been going on. Runes, runes, runes are, tea leaves, So there's different forms of looking at, some will use it for predicting the futures of planets. There maybe an individual person, groups. And like I said, it's been going on for as long as people have been really on the planet in one form or another. We can't go back that far, but obviously recorded. And verbal information too. Right. Okay. So the crystal ball here is representing all of those things. And if it has anything specific it would like to talk about divining rods. Yep. Well, it's an endless amount of tools and objects that are used. Okay. So crystal ball. How accurate in general do you find these things to be? Okay, and they're saying, well, it all depends on who's using them. But okay, yeah. Can you clarify that, please? Right. Well, So it's saying it's a very all of the methods can be very powerful. Okay, and it doesn't mean that if somebody predicts something or says something and it doesn't come out to be true that they were necessarily wrong. Okay, so let's look at this. How this goes about. Let's say somebody goes to a psychic. Or whoever, goes to anybody, goes to their friend. Everyone has the ability to use their psychic abilities, right? In general, the more that you work with them, the more trained in the sense of, well, that's not a good word, no, but the more you use it, and and have, it's kind of not faith. Well, it is. It's confidence in your abilities. Okay. But it's just like any ability. Okay. If you don't play the piano very often, you're probably not going to get a sense of the instrument, about the feeling of the instrument and how to actually play it and get proficient at it. And it's the same with these type of tools as well, right? So the more you use them, the more you will get, and your energy gets, works with them. Okay. And you don't need, no, Diane doesn't use any type of tools, and that's what she feels comfortable with, right? No, you don't have to. You don't have to, and that's what we're saying here. You don't have to, but it's whatever you're comfortable using. Okay, I will say this. Okay, we will say this. Yep. If you can, but it's up to the individual. Yeah, because when you're using a tool that is, it's a medium, but it's the energy gets kind of sliced up if you want to look at it that way. The energy is going to whatever device you're using, and then it is coming back to you, and then it is going to somebody else. So, and it's your interpretation. It's obviously who's ever doing the reading, it's going to be their interpretation of what they are seeing, right? Is it right? Is it wrong? It could be that is what they are picking up at that time, and that is the truth for them to pass that on to you. Right. So, yeah, so what's the, yeah. So we're just saying, keep that in mind. Okay, let's say if you're somebody who's going to get a reading, keep it in mind that it is somebody who is interpreting the energy from this tool, and they are passing it on to you. What's a good, so it's good to take what they are saying, and they might give you several explanations, and that might be a good thing, because, okay, let's talk about that, because, yeah, how are they doing it? Well, they could be they could be jumping ahead in the timeline, okay? They could be seeing you doing, and we're just saying, if somebody says specifically that, okay, you're going to do this, and this is what's going to happen, and that's it. And you might get this information and say, okay, well, this doesn't feel right. But, okay, that's what's going to happen. You've kind of taken on what they've told you, their energy about that situation. And that might limit you going ahead in the future to say, well, I can't do that because this person 10 years ago told me that I was going to do this, right? So we're just, we're just bringing this up. So, and that could be what you planned on doing. Let's say that meeting this person and having them say this to you was something you planned in the timeline, okay? But just keep in mind that that is like taking on somebody else's energy. If they say specifically that this is going to happen, blah, blah, like specific, well, that's a good one, Let's say that you go to somebody and say, should I marry this person? And they say, yes. This is, you're never going to meet anybody better. This is the best person, blah, blah, blah. And so you marry this person and it didn't turn out. Well, maybe that's because you still needed to go through that experience with that person. Or it could be that you decided to marry them because this person told you that that's what you were going to do, right? So just keep an open mind, okay? Keep an open mind. So it's better to maybe, and it's up to the individual, obviously, but keep an open mind. And no matter what you've been told, it would be this, well, okay, look, it's, Okay, so is it the same as if you go up to a stranger on the street, right, and say, do you think I should do this? Or is this what's going to happen to me? Well, hopefully not. Hopefully the person you're going to has been trained and has a lot of experience and knows what they're doing. But you also have to have confidence in yourself as well, and think, okay, well, this is a possibility. Okay, this is a possibility for me. I've come to this person and asked for their advice, asked for their experience, and I can take it. I can take it onto myself as a belief, or I could say, okay, well, I'll think about it. And maybe if it comes up in the future, I will think back upon this and say, oh yeah, that's what that person said. But yeah, so that's what we're putting that out there. Okay, we're putting that out there because there are, there are a lot of possibilities. Let's just say that. Okay, there are a lot of possibilities for things to happen in your life, and you have the power, and you alone have the power to change that or make it different. Okay. So you're never limited. You're never limited in what you can do in this life. And that's one of the reasons, of course, you came down to have this physical life. But never, we would like to say, are you limited by what you can do? Right. Unless you take that on upon yourself. Right. So there are always multiple outcomes or things that you can do. You're here to create this life. And we talk about this a lot, and we bring it up a lot, don't we? Mm-hmm. Because we're seeing that many people tend to forget it. Right. And so we do talk about it a lot because it is very important to realize that you're in control of this life. You're the creator. You're the one who manifests everything around you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's very important. Very important. Okay, great. Thank you, Crystal Ball. Oh, what? Okay, somebody here in the studio is asking, does the crystal ball have, or what's the most effective? Do they have and most Oh, hold on. Can you say that question again? Oh, they're saying, or they're asking, is there any tool that is used on the planet right now, right? Yeah, in current time, that seems to be more successful? Um, okay. Crystal Ball is saying again. No, not necessarily. No. But it does depend on who the reader is and who is giving the information. It's more they're yeah, what? Yeah. So they're saying it's their relationship to whatever they are using. Okay. Um, right. So it's and yeah, and they're also saying it's important if you seek out somebody to assist you with this to make sure that you have a comfortable relationship with them. Yeah. And and they're saying the crystal ball is pointing out that if you go to somebody for this type of information, it can be really wonderful because they can actually look at your energy and maybe point out things that you're not aware of, or information about a past life. So it is. And what? Yeah. And Diane has gotten some readings, and they've been really wonderful. And more often than not, they've really pointed to what she felt was true about her situation at the time. Right. So, yep. So, okay, thank you, Crystal Ball. Okay, Wizard, yep. Okay, now what did you want to talk about? Anything different than this? Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, the Wizard wants to talk about, I know, I mentioned you in a song. Yeah, well, I mentioned you in a lot of songs. Yeah, right. No royalty fees. No. No, he's just kidding me. Well, yeah, I loved all that as Mark. I loved the idea of wizards and magicians and those who could manipulate space and time. And so, yeah, I was really into all of that. Yep. And so I sang about it, wrote about it a lot. Yeah, and specifically you. Well, there could have been. Did I? Well, we won't go into that. But on an unconscious level, or I was tuning into your energy. Yep. Okay, yeah. So you wanting what? Yeah. You want to talk about? Okay, the past. No, the future. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So you're. Okay. So he's showing me energy swirling around him. So that is all space and time. You're saying. Okay. So yeah, what specifically do you want to talk about? Okay. So he's saying, yeah. Yeah. So he's saying in the past. Okay, in the past, like medieval times on the earth, there were a lot of superstitions. There were a lot of signs. Like, let's say there's a sign that if something happens, then this person is a witch or a warlock. And so eventually, during the Enlightenment period, things changed. Scientific period. So that's it. There could be illnesses that happened in the past, and some people thought it was brought about by a specific person or something somebody did. Right. So you're just saying how that's going to change. And that's changed with science, but what else? Yeah. Well, yeah, it still could be found on the planet, right? But you're showing me kind of, you're showing me kind of in between times, or in between space, or in between timelines, right? And what kind of happens in those. So, can you explain that more? Yeah, you're showing me energy that's... it's flowing together. It's two energy, I would say. Can you guys see that? That's it. Okay, it's like waves, energy waves that come together, but don't quite. They meet, but they diverge. Right. Yeah. And so they're very powerful. It's like a stormy cloud. Yeah. But it's diverging, but it's still meeting. Okay, now what does this mean? Okay, so he's saying that you can actually access this, and everyone has their own form of this that they can access, right? And this is where your past lives they can be. You can look at them here. So he's saying this is a way of actually using your own abilities, using your own psychic abilities to find out more about yourself, and that you can more or less look at some things that are going to happen to you within your own power. Right. So it's not, yeah. So you can do this. You can do this yourself is what he's saying here. Okay, so can you give us an example? Okay, so he's saying if you envision that you're looking at your own energy, it could be, your spirit energy. Okay, so it's all your past lives, it's all your future lives, and it's your current life. Okay, so if you see, so he's saying if you're seeing this, let's say it's a wave, or it's a wall. It's a wall of like cloudy energy, but it's not. He's saying it's the cloud. Hold on, the cloudy part is not opaque necessarily. You can see through it. Yeah, so it looks like clouds. It has the substance of clouds, but you can clearly see through them. Yeah. But they are very energetic, and your spirit frequency will is the energy used for that. So meaning if they're moving very fast, that's your spirit energy. If it's moving very slow, that's your spirit energy. Okay, so if you're looking at these two meet, now your current time is going to be right in the center. Well, there is no time, but we're just using this as an example here. Your past lives would be on the left, and your future lives would be on the right. So you could, and you can ask, what? Okay, So you can ask for it to be shown, this information to be shown to you in any way you want. If you want to look at, let's say, a past life, you can ask for the energy on the left. You can make it a star, you can make it a dot, you can make it a balloon, you can make it a rose. Roses are good, stars are good. And then, ask for, let's say, a past life. And, and your guides can help with this too. Definitely. You can ask your guides to help you with this. But you can say, okay, I want to look at a past life. And then you should be shown a star of some, or whatever emblem or device you want to use. So let's say a star pops up, and then you ask to have that star reveal its information to you. Right? So that's one way, and you can do that for the future too. And it's a really good exercise, he's saying, to find out more about yourself without having to go through somebody else. And it is sometimes So he's also mentioning too, sometimes it is hard to get information about yourself because it's so personal for you. But it's a good fun way. It's fun. It's a good fun way to start just finding out more about yourself. So this is a method, okay, of finding out more about yourself. And you will be showing this information to yourself, okay? Your guides can assist you in it, but this is information that you will be showing yourself. And that's pretty much what happens if you go to a reader for a psychic reading or whatever you want to, in general, they're going to be reading what your information is showing you anyway. Right. So it's just a fun method to get to know yourself a little bit better. Right. And then just play around with that for a bit. And he's saying, you can ask to ground that space as well. So you can ask to ground the space, and you can see it ground to the earth, and then any energy that isn't yours can leave it. That's always a good, or ask for any type of protection. And that's always, that's always a good thing to do when you are working with energy. Right. But you can always ask your guides too to come just assist you in protecting. Okay. So thank you for sharing that method for everyone to get to know themselves better, right? Well, and Diana and I are always pointing this out. It's always, a really strong place to be when you know yourself the best, okay? When you know that you have the information that you need, okay? Because you do. You have all the information you need to lead a happy life on earth, right? So you don't have to go outside of yourself to get it. Sometimes it's really fun, though, to do that, but it's not necessary. Okay. Okay. So Crystal Ball, yes. Thank you for coming on the show. Yeah. Wizard Robert. Thank you. What? Robert. Okay. You want to be Robert? Okay. Okay. That's fine. Wizard Robert. Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. I know. Okay. Yeah. And thank you for coming on the show and teaching us that method. Okay. Is that it? Is that all we have? Yeah. Okay. That's all the time we have for today. This is Marc saying goodbye and thank you. Yeah. Thanks for being on the show.